Yeah, episode 9, right, Dylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm here with my co-host, Dylan Williamson. How you doing, Dylan?
Good. Thanks for having me as always, Chance.
Yeah, of course. And today we have a few special guests. We're still missing one, but I'll introduce you all. We have Dane Sellers, we have Raphael, and we have Akhmed. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good too.
Good. I'm glad you guys could join us. I know it's late over there in France, but we appreciate you staying up late to have this podcast. So before we get started in your guys' training, your weight, your preparation leading into the match, or Akhmed in your case's matches, I just wanted to get your opinions on the King of the Table that just happened now a week and a half ago. Akhmed, I'll start with you. Were you able to watch that?
Unfortunately, not that much,
Right.
I have a lot of last few weeks I had a lot of job and different things to do, so no, not I didn't saw all the matches, unfortunately, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you see any of the results?
I'm not sure that it was because you have caught as well, King of the Table.
Yeah.
I remember Matushenko against Morozov.
Mm-hmm.
Was King of the Table?
Yeah, King of the Table.
Yeah, it was a really interesting match. As well, there was Lutidze, against.
He was pulling Georgi Zernov.
Yeah, Georgian.
Oh, is this guy an arm wrestler? Come on, you got to watch some of the matches. I got a baby coming in any fucking minute now. I watched all the matches.
It's midnight here, so I need to. I don't remember now all the match. You can ask Raphael.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Raphael. And sorry, if anyone doesn't know who Raphael is one of our referees for the event. He's flying here from France. But you're also an arm wrestler, Raphael.
I see what's going on. You got someone in your pocket, Ahmed. You got a ref helping you out, just making sure you win.
Don't worry, he will be in my corner, not doing referee.
Okay, good. Let's make sure of that.
How's it going, Paul?
Hello, Paul.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh, God.
Might have to fix the audio there. Sometimes there's issues. So, Raphael, what did you think of King of the Table?
I think it was a good event as each of King of the Table is versus West, but I was pretty surprised about some result like Zeranov against Revaz. I thought Revaz will be more powerful with more strength, and unfortunately for him, he lost. And also for Ongarbayev against Petrenko, I thought that Ongarbayev will be in more good shape to put problems to Oleg, but the results show something different. So it was good because we didn't expect such results. So it was a good event with a lot of surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. I was pretty surprised by Oleg and Ongarbayev as well, but I was hoping Oleg would win. I was rooting for Oleg, so I'm happy he won.
Yeah, I was rooting for him too, but I mean I did not see a 3-0.
Yeah, 4-0.
I don't think anybody saw that happening.
Yeah, I was hoping so because that means I got more rounds on Oleg than Ongarbayev did.
Oh, I got you. It was like a Leonidas beating Schoolboy type situation.
Exactly. See, now like you're better than Schoolboy because you beat Leonidas, and then
yeah, it's just math,
Yeah. Dane, what did you think of the event?
I thought it was a bunch of good matches. I would have, I always prefer to see matches that don't go 3-0, so it's more entertaining to watch. But I just think, like you said, that match was a match I did not see going that way. What was the first match? I'm trying to remember.
The first match was Bowen Schoolboy.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought that was going to go like that.
Yeah, most of us expected that. We had Michael Todd Lars.
Oh yeah, that was a good match. I thought, to be honest, I thought Lars was going to do better than he did in that match as well.
Yeah.
But I think
4-0 Michael.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Michael. I was rooting for him, and I just think he played the game super well. He utilized every tool he had in his toolbox to get that win. With presses, this, that, King's move, all of it. So
yeah. Then there was Paul Lynn versus Lachlan.
This was this. Even though there was a bunch of 3-0s, I mean, still, like, that was fucking crazy to watch. I did not see that. What's the Australian guy's name again? I know his name.
Lachlan.
Yeah, Lachlan. He's strong. Didn't he coach you? He came down in weight, didn't he?
Yeah, but I thought he coached you. How did you forget his name?
I didn't. I just forgot his name on the spot. I totally know his name, and he coached me for like a couple weeks. But I mean, I guess that was more so on me, than it was on him.
That's funny. You're like, what's his name again? Oh yeah, he coached me. I should.
That was way back in the beginning when I started arm wrestling, like 1 year ago.
Yeah, way long ago, 1 year ago.
Yeah, I'd like to make that clear, by the way. I think I saw on one of the other podcasts, people think I've been arm wrestling for 2.5, 3 years. No, it hasn't even been 2 years yet.
Are you sure? Because I met you at Florida States, which was the December.
The first match I went to before I even started arm wrestling, like training or knew anything, I just went to go watch it. And then I ended up doing the amateurs there because
I pushed you to do it.
Yeah, so that was August. So this August will be 2 years.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So just under 2 years.
Yep.
Before we move on, Paul, is your audio fixed? Unfortunately, I still cannot hear you. Paul, the link I sent you, if you just copy it and then paste it into your browser, sometimes that'll fix it. So go ahead and leave out of here, copy the link, paste it, and then try again. All right. So unfortunately, we won't have Paul's opinion on King of the Table, but we'll go ahead and move into the, your guys' match and your guys' preparation. Akhmed, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, your camera just. So, Akhmed, I'll start with you. Before we get into preparation, if you can just go ahead and introduce yourself. For those of the people watching that might not be familiar with you, you can tell everyone how long you've been competing, where you're from, things like that.
Okay, my name is Akmurzayev. I live in Paris. I'm doing arm wrestling for more than 7 years now. I'm multiple 110 plus champion, France champion. Few times left arm overall France champion as well. My last fight was against Eric Turing, from Netherlands. We had a nice, great event here in Paris. He's a tough guy. That's why I won him, and I was happy about that. That's all.
Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've competed at WAF and Europeans.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. My best result at WAF was 6th, in heavyweight category.
Was this left or right?
It was left arm, and right arm I did 9.
9. Okay. Dane, why don't you introduce yourself? Obviously, you kind of told us you've been pulling a little under 2 years. What are your other accolades or accomplishments?
Yeah, so I've been pulling for just about 2 years. Leonidas is obviously one of my best wins. If anybody's ever seen that match, I'm fucking jumping up and down on the stage like a psychopath. I can't even watch that fucking video, seeing how I act afterwards. But that was a real good match of mine. I'm trying to remember. I had one other.
The Australian that you pulled.
Oh yeah. I won the States too. I mean, I had a win. I didn't beat Artem in the finals. I had a win on Artem left-handed, so that was cool too. But that Aussie guy that was just
Mario?
in the last. What's his name?
Was it Mario Tombakis?
Yeah, it was Mario. Yeah, he's in the last Knuckles Up, right?
Yeah.
And he's beaten a bunch of really good guys too. So I mean, I think I beat him right and left-handed. But then our last right-handed match that we came back to at the end, I wasn't able to get the win on him there. But I just fresh to arm wrestling still, technically learning a lot. Obviously, I'm a baby in the sport. Akhmed's obviously got tons of accolades and super experienced and a skilled arm wrestler, and I'm super pumped to have the opportunity to pull someone at his level this early into the sport. So I just hope I can, I've been doing everything in my power to come into this match ready to make it a good match. Obviously, I plan on winning, or else I wouldn't even, have accepted this. But, that pretty much it. I'm pumped.
Going from like your training like you normally would, per se, like on a day-to-day basis, and then once you found out that you're facing Akhmed, did you change up everything? And then once you answered, Dane, the same question to you, Ahmed, did you change your training? Did you watch any videos on Dane Seller's pulling?
So, yeah. Well, firstly, I'd like to say thanks to Ahmed again, because we were supposed to be pulling right-handed originally, and I had some nagging injuries on my right arm when I accepted the match, but it was such a great opportunity. I said, I'm sure throughout training that'll get better, and unfortunately it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. So now we're pulling left-handed, so I've really only had about half of a camp, 7 weeks worth of training on my left arm, which I don't really train. I mean, that's not an excuse at all. I'm just that's just the reality of the situation. But yeah, I definitely I wouldn't say changed my training, but just focused on specific things in my training, for how Akhmed pulls, especially with him having such a long arm, long lever, being a low hand top roller. So I'm just looking to get redemption, because the last super match I had with Daniel Price obviously didn't go my way, and that's a whole long story. Maybe we can talk about another day. But I was not prepared for that match. I'm prepared for this one. So.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Good.
Awesome,
Good.
Paul. Welcome.
Yeah, I was just pulling into my driveway, and I checked my email when I stopped driving, and I saw that you'd invited me, and I tried to get on in my truck, and nothing was picking up, so I went and got on my computer real quick. So here I am,
perfect.
guys. Good,
How you doing,
good
Paul?
to see
You
y'all,
doing good?
guys. Talk to y'all in person.
Yeah. Well, it's coming up this week. Paul, we were just talking about Dane's preparation. Akhmed is going to let us know what his preparation has looked like, and then we'll get into your introduction and your preparation after that.
Cool.
So about training, I didn't change a lot of, because I always try to train everything what we need in arm wrestling, every part. But when I know against who I will do a fight, of course I try to watch, to do some analyze, to look. And when I train on the table, I try to do some special part of the training, try to focus on few things, and I try to prepare like.
Okay, so did you happen to watch any film on Dane, or you were just training? You're going to come in and you're going to do, whatever you're going to do. It doesn't matter what Dane does.
If you talk about the muscular training or joint training, I did what I do always, But when I saw that I will do a vendetta against Dane, of course I tried to find a few videos about him to look what he do, which part is strong, what is the special technique of the opponent, and I try to be ready for that.
And I assume you did the same when you're researching. You were watching Paul's matches as well, correct?
Same.
Yeah. Did anything in either one of their matches stand out to you that you saw?
I saw that Dane, he do a lot of, he need a lot of, in his style, he like to push a lot, use side pressure. He need side pressure, so yeah. And I saw Paul. Paul looks like a classic hook puller, So it's more classic. But anyways, the day, the stronger will win.
Yeah. So Paul, let's start with an introduction. So if you don't mind, just introduce yourself, tell everyone who you are, how long you've been arm wrestling, some of your best accomplishments in the sport, and then we'll go from there.
I believe that when I'm pulling this Saturday will be almost to the day. I'd have to check, but at my 10-year anniversary of when I started the sport. I want to say I started the sport in June of 2014. So it'll be almost a dead even 10 years I've been doing it. I was a pro heavyweight cage fighter before I got into MMA. I mean, before I got into arm wrestling. I enjoyed it. I started getting in my early 30s though, and found age was catching up with me a little bit. I needed to maybe step away, and I found arm wrestling pretty quickly afterwards, and it kind of filled that gap. I needed something to train for and put all my energy in the gym into and stay competitive. And it kind of had a lot of the same feel to it as far as the one-on-one competition, the adrenaline, just taking somebody on head to head, having a crowd watching, that kind of stuff, just being in the spotlight a little bit. So it filled that gap in my life, and, it allows me to keep training. I'm in my mid-40s now, but I'm probably in the best shape of my life, and I accredit that to arm wrestling. It's motivating me to work out, and, I just enjoy it. I enjoy the community of people. I had the arm break, about 5 years ago. I thought about hanging it up, but then, just the people and the friends I made in the sport, couldn't step away. So I've trained really hard. I've beat a lot of really, really good people. I've been around a minute. I've beat, I don't know, some of my more significant wins. I've beaten right-handed. I beat Corey West. And I think I gave up about 120 to 130, 40 pounds with him when I beat him pretty convincingly, power on power. I think one round he even tried to go outside, and I contained it. Left-handed, I was able to beat, I guess my best win would be Matt Mask. He's one of the guys that wants to go outside. He's really fast, explosive. If you're going to build an arm wrestler to beat me, it would be somebody like Matt Mask. He's good. I'm scraping 6 foot tall, and I like to hook, but I will say this: when I broke my arm, it made me a lot more versatile of a puller. I kind of had to learn use because I had the luxury of just being insanely freaking strong. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've proved it. Over the years, I can just drive in there with about anybody. In a hook, and I dare anybody to hook with me. Honestly, one of the best hook matches I've ever had in my life was Craig Touye. I ran into him at Alabama State a couple months ago, and I got the win on him, and that was a good one. He got the hit, and I caught him, and held him for a second, and something gave way in his shoulder, and I was able to pull him back. So that was a good one. Just being able to put the stop on his hit. I don't know if any of y'all ever felt that guy's hit, but it's pretty insane.
Luckily, I have not got to feel it.
Yeah, it's all that was advertised. I was very freaking impressed with it when I felt it. Couldn't be a nicer guy too, but he's a great arm wrestler. That was a win I was real proud of here recently, and that was right-handed. So I feel like I'm, in all honesty, like I said, I wanted to switch arms because my left is still good, but it's a little banged up. And I know we all talked about it, and Akhmed was nice enough to allow us to switch, but my right just feels amazing right now, and so that I felt like that would be my better arm to put on the table with an opportunity like this. I wanted to be able to, show up and give my best face forward at something like this because, me getting a little bit older, I don't know how many more opportunities like this I'm going to get. So I'm going to give it everything I got. And this will definitely be the best version of me that I've ever put on the table at any weight, even head to head. I'm in the mid 250s right now. I put on a little bit more weight, but it's been good quality weight. All my numbers in the gym, I'm considerably stronger than I was at 290, this time last year. So everything's connecting well. I'm feeling well. I've got the confidence and experience. I've beaten a lot of good guys. got a good game plan for Ahmed. I've got a ton of respect for him. I've watched him. You know, I know he's got one for me. We're going to meet head to head. It'll be a good one. You know, I'm excited about it. Excited about meeting everybody, and however it goes, I'm going to leave it all on the table.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very entertaining match. I mean, hopefully every single match on the card is going to be entertaining, but I'm really interested in both of Ahmed's match. I mean, Ahmed and Dane left, and Ahmed and you, right, Paul? That's really exciting. Real quick, I did get a super chat. Just wanted to address Dirty South Arm Wrestling says Passmore is too strong. So you got a Paul Passmore fan in the chat.
Cool. I appreciate that, guys.
As we move forward in the podcast, I kind of just want to get your guys' opinion on each match. If you don't know the athlete, it's okay. But if you do at least know one of them, try to give your best input. The first match on the card is the match between you, Ahmed, and you, Dane. So, Paul, I'll start with you since you've watched Ahmed. I don't know if you've watched much of Dane, but what do you think of their match left-handed?
You know, in all honesty, I think it's going to be a very similar set. I don't know exactly how tall Dane is, but I'm guessing we're probably similar height and weight. We're both kind of, yeah, okay. So we're about the same height, going to be about the same weight. Kind of power guys down to if Ahmed's going to be able to take her hand or not. You know, I think if it goes inside, we win. If it goes outside, we're going to have to see. You know, because I've improved there a lot. You know, I'm not sure. I know Dane's an absolute monster inside. So it's going to come down, but between us and him, it's going to be if he can take the hand or not, if he's got enough, you know, post and back pressure to stop what we want to do, or if we got enough, you know, hand and drag and all that to put him where we want him. I think if he gets in our lane, we got him. We get in his lane, you know, and he's a tough build for a guy like us, a power puller like us. You know, the guy you would design to beat us is going to be about 6'7" with a posting back pressure top roll. You know, that's what everybody that arm wrestles me tries to do, and I stop most of them. And Dane's the same way. So it's going to be interesting. It's a high level match, and it's probably going to come down to, you know, one of us is obviously going to lose round one. Who can make better adjustments? Be Ahmed. You know, does he have a good backup plan? If Ahmed beats me, do I have a good backup plan? I think it's going to come down to adjustments and skill, and who's got a little bit deeper bag of tricks, probably some endurance. At the end of the day, Ahmed is kind of the unknown. He's the guy that none of us have seen a lot in the States and have pulled. So it's going to be interesting to see at the end of the day. But I feel extremely confident. I'm going to be very hard to beat. Whoever I would line up to pull is going to be would have a hard time with me on Saturday. I'm real healthy and rested and focused. So
yeah, awesome. Kind of so are you taking Dane or are you taking Ahmed in that match?
I'm gonna go with Dane on this one.
All right, there you go.
I've been watching him, and that, you know, I'm not trying to insult Ahmed. I've got respect for him.
Nah, insult Ahmed. Ahmed, you're a pussy.
I would say I know more than I do Ahmed, and Dane has looked very freaking impressive lately, to be honest. You know, I've watched a lot of what he's been doing. He looks like the guy to beat right now, honestly.
Yeah. Dane's super strong. Speaking of Dane, how do you see this match going? Are you gonna talk in reality, or are you just gonna tell everyone you're gonna rip them in half?
First of all, I'm always speaking in reality, okay? I am the son of Poseidon, okay? That's a fact, okay? But no, in all reality, I mean, the match is obviously going to be hard. I would say Ahmed's obviously the favorite in the match. He's got tons of experience, a much larger toolkit than I believe that I have. I mean, I know pretty much all of the tools that he can utilize. I don't know if I have mastered how to counter those tools or to utilize those tools myself at this point in the stage of my arm wrestling career. But, you know, I've watched film on Ahmed. I know I have a good idea on where he's going, and, you know, I've been training to, I don't want to give away my whole game plan, but, you know, I've been training to be able to beat that. And I think that, it's really going to come down to, which I think a lot of other people said in previous podcasts, just I'm not planning on catching this match. I'll give that away. So I'm fucking, when it says go, my arm's either ripping off my body or I'm pinning Ahmed. That's it.
Okay, so what's your score prediction on that match?
I mean, it's got to be 3-1 me.
3-1 you.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Because I think that Ahmed's definitely going to be able to at least get one win on me. You know, whether it's the first one or if it's he adjusts and is able to figure something out. But you know, I've trained for those scenarios if he does adjust and have a game plan as well. So, you know, we'll see. Again, I'm super humbly, you know, happy to be here, compete against someone like Ahmed, who's as skilled as he is, you know, as new to the sport as I am. So I know there's a lot of people that are rooting for me and, you know, have on this called me out as the guy that's going to win the match. So, you know, I don't plan on losing, and I just want to, you know, prove everybody right that does believe in me.
Yeah, absolutely. Akhmed, we'll move on to you. How do you see your left-handed match with Dane going?
Yeah, I saw them. If you ask me who will win, I really don't like, you know, make predictions. Even more when it's about my match. But if I try to answer to you, I think Dane is really a strong guy. I don't have a doubt about that. You know, I saw, you know, how we train, but I think I have more endurance than him. I think that I will be faster than him, and I think that my hand will be stronger than his hand. So I will win that match. But like I like to say always, the D-Day, you don't know what can happen. You know, for me, long travel, America is not close here. You're you said to me that in Florida now it's like 37 degree.
Yeah.
We need to see the D-Day. So that day is the strongest will win. I will ask it. I will answer it like this.
Okay. Can you maybe give a description of what position you might find yourself in your match with Dane, or you just want to leave it for the day of?
Which, by the way, everybody in the chat, you should probably take a poll, put it on Facebook or something. Who has the best beard, me or Ahmed? Give you a full circle view of it. His looks a little scruffy. That right side of his beard looks like it's wider than the other side. So some serious problems going on with his beard there. Anyways.
I feel Dane, I gotta give you props. Your beard is on point, man. You got a good barber. That sucker touched it up good for you.
This is Barber Sellers, Barber Dane. I do it.
Okay. I had my barber touch mine up. You see, I got my pretty haircut for.
Yeah, I still got to get cut. I'm gonna be bald when I show up.
Well,
not Mr. Clean bald like Dylan, but
that's why I wear a hat. I mean, look at this shit.
Yeah, I know.
Are we gonna be able to wear a hat during the match, or we got to go like no hat?
As long as it's backwards, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I'll be able to wear my trademark backwards hat. That's cool. I feel better when that's on. That's my lucky hat.
Yeah. There you go. Akhmed, you were saying about the position.
Sorry about that.
So, Chance, can you repeat?
You were, I think you were explaining position-wise what you're looking to achieve with your match with Dane.
I think, like I said, I will. I think I will take his hand, and I won the match. But I don't know which will be the. If I maybe Dane will take one match. You know, I don't know. We will see.
Yeah. Okay, Raphael, I'll ask your opinion on this match. Maybe you'll be biased, but maybe not.
Yes, but I agree with Ahmed. As he said, Dan is really strong. We don't have doubt about this. But I trained with Ahmed and I saw his endurance, his power, his strength, and it's not about how he's lifting weight, but also about sparring, connection. And I think that Ahmed improved his connection on the table. And as Dane said, he has a lot of experience, so he can adjust if there is a problem during the match. And for the next one, he will adjust this and take the advantage. So for me, Ahmed will win.
Yeah, I would have expected you to pick Akhmed. If you picked anyone else, it would have been very confusing. So next match we'll go into is Carl Stanley versus Shane Owens. Shane Owens is in the chat, and I don't think anyone.
Ain't nobody picked him yet. Nobody.
I think only Derek Smith picked him to win. Paul, have you pulled both Carl and Shane right-handed?
I've I've beaten them both in a super match. I beat Shane was right-handed, and I've beaten Carl more than he's beaten me right-handed. I beat Carl in a super match left-handed though for rank. Both within the last year or two. I probably would know best, and both of them are actually very dear friends of mine. It's kind of hard for me to comment on it because they're both such good friends. It was kind of weird having a super match with both of them because I like them both so much. It's kind of like having a super match with one of your best friends and you're trying to, compete for the same spot. But I kind of have a feeling on who's going to win. And
let it be known, Paul.
I saw some. Yeah, I know. Shit. Put me on the damn
just
spot.
A quick 3-1, 3-2.
Now I will say this: the match is going to be very damn close, and it's going to be a 3. From what I had them together in one of my last practices, and was able to witness them go head to head, and it was only back in October, and it looked like Shane had a little bit of an advantage. The outlier that we have going between last October and now is Shane has lost a little weight, and that's the the version of Shane and the version of Carl that showed up in October. Shane looked like a little bit better of a puller, and now Shane's lost weight. And Shane, as he lost any strength with it, me and Shane both have lost about the same amount of weight, and I feel. Well, I don't feel stronger. I am stronger. I keep up with a really strong log of all my lifts. And I only lift for arm wrestling. Everything I do is geared towards arm wrestling. Everything I do in the gym, if it doesn't help arm wrestling, I don't do it. And I keep a log of where I'm at, what I'm lifting over the years. So I've been able to cut this weight and actually get a little bit stronger on my functional lifts for this sport. And if Shane keeps up with something like that, that would be a good indicator on where he's at. I'm not sure that he does, but I think if this match happened back in October, Shane definitely wins, probably 3-2. The outlier, like I said, Shane's lost a little weight. Carl's probably got a little bigger. So has there been a little bit of a strength shift? I'm not sure. But having pulled them both.
So who wins the fucking match?
3-2 Shane. 3-2 Shane. I'm going to have to go since right-handed. It's right-handed, correct?
Yeah, right-handed.
Yeah, 3-2 Shane.
Also, I got a quick interjection. Did Carl Stanley just pull this last weekend at that tournament?
He just pulled last weekend, which blew my mind.
I thought I saw him pull right-handed a little bit. No.
I don't know if he pulled right, but he did. He beat Jerome Loud left, which is always a good win.
Yeah, that was only left-handed. He didn't enter right-handed. Dane, both of them. How do you see this match going?
Wait, I know Shane?
Maybe you don't. I just was guessing.
I mean, I'm super bad with names, so if you showed him to me and I've seen him before, I definitely would remember him. But I gotta just, without 100% knowing who Shane is, I'm gonna go with Carl just because he's my Florida boy.
Fair enough. Ahmed, do you know Carl or Shane?
Unfortunately not.
No problem. Raphael, I'm guessing you probably don't. Yeah, it's
Me
okay.
too.
All right, no problem. We'll move on to the next match.
No, let me say something.
Okay, sorry.
Let me say something.
I figured
Shane-
you and I have said something like 100
Oh,
times.
dude,
here.
I've said this and I've been so nice to Shane, but Shane said something in the comments. Shane, you ain't winning shit. 3-0 Carl.
Oh shit!
I don't know what he said in the comments.
He said there's a whole lot of steroid hairlines in here.
Yeah, Dylan said you're
That
lucky.
son of a bitch.
First of all,
Well,
steroids. And
Shane, I take it back, Shane. You making fun of my damn hair? Yeah, Carl wins 3-2.
All right, yeah, there you go. You lost your one supporter, Shane. You ruined it for yourself. Dane, do you know Robbie Dyke or John Theion?
Is John Theion the Canadian?
Yes.
Okay, I know him. I would know everybody in this match if you had a picture of them when you said their names, but I don't know all of them by names. But for this match, I would say John.
Okay. Sorry, I'm over here. I'm trying to pull up the card so I can have a picture of it. So maybe that can help someone. Paul, do you know John Theion or Robbie Dyke?
I do. I'm fairly familiar with everybody on the card. I wanted to study up on everybody there, in case I'm in this situation and have a little bit of an opinion. I'm going to give a slight edge to Theion on this one. I've been watching him lately. He's looked fairly impressive, beating some. I don't know, where he's competing in Canada, and he's looked pretty good lately. Moved around. I'm going to give a 3-2 to him.
3-2. Okay. Does this help you guys or not really? Is it too zoomed out?
No, because we're super tiny and you can't see.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Okay. I tried.
That's okay. The effort is what matters.
Hold on. Let me try one more thing. Sorry. Bear with me. What if it's like this? Does this help you at all?
No.
I can see that actually.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Well, how do you say his name? Dyke.
So it's these two. Yeah, Robbie
Yeah, I
Dyke
mean
and
Robbie's
Ramzi.
Robbie's a beast too. I haven't seen all of his matches, but I've definitely seen him. He's had some good matches versus some tough guys for sure, right?
Yeah. So John, his biggest and most recent win was he beat Artem Taranenko 3-2.
Oh, nice. Well, that's a big win.
And Artem's strong right now. He's pulling really well. He came over to my house and hung out, and we pulled, and he's leveled up a lot. He's really strong, and he's gotten a lot stronger and a lot smarter. He's pulling really well. So a win on him right now is very impressive. He's pulling really good. So, and that's one of the reasons I picked Theion.
Yeah. So Dane, I'm sorry. Did you give your opinion? You picked John?
Yeah, I picked John.
And
I mean,
Paul, you picked John.
I don't think that John wins 3-0. I'd say something like 3-2 if I were to just guess.
Okay.
Because I know that Robbie's a super strong guy as well.
Yeah. Akhmed, do you know John Theion or Robbie Dyke? No, it's okay. And Raphael?
Yeah, I saw some matches of Robbie, but for Theion, I don't know him well, but I saw some matches of Robbie, and he's really strong, and he has a lot of great matches against Kochway, I think, and Frode Ogland, and it was really close match. So I don't know his opponent, but it could be interesting.
Okay. All right, we'll hop into the next match. I agree, it's going to be interesting. They both have pulled Coach Ray. Ray beat both of them, but both of them gave him a good match. So it could be interesting. We'll find out soon. Next match is George Whitfield, Eli Sideof. Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah, that's going to be a good fucking match.
All right. Dane, we'll start with you. You seem excited about it. What do you think about that match?
Yeah, I mean, they just had a match at the round robin event.
Yep.
And that was pretty close, right? Who ended up winning that?
So that was round 1 or round 2. Eli ended up winning. George lost on elbow fouls.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's going to be another battle. I got to go with George. Again, Florida boy. I mean, I met Eli at the Olympia where I pulled Leonidas. He's a super nice guy. I think he's an excellent puller as well. And so I think it could go either way. But, since George is a Florida guy, I'm going to go with him probably 3-2. I don't think anyone's going to get steamrolled in that match.
Yeah, I hope not. I'm hoping for a war.
Yeah.
Paul, do you know these two?
Yep. My thoughts on that one. Honestly, I watched their match where George lost on elbows. It looked like George may have his elbow down. I'm sure he probably learned a little lesson there. He'll probably be able to hold it together and keep his elbow down a little bit better next time. And if that's the case, I think he wins. 3-1, 3-2. It's still going to be highly competitive, but if he can not elbow foul like he did, and which losing is always a great lesson. So I'm sure he learned from it and won't do it again. So with that said, if he keeps his elbow down, it looked like he had a little bit of an advantage there, but just fouled out. We've all lost that way before. You kind of had it and you damn fouled out, and you're kicking yourself and saying damn every 10 minutes the whole next day thinking about it, and you're not going to do that shit again. So I kind of got him on this one. I think he's going to make the adjustment and win.
Yeah.
Still going to be competitive, 3-2.
I believe it's going to be very competitive as well. Akhmed, do you know George Whitfield or Eli Sideof?
Fortunately not.
Okay, no problem. Raphael?
Me too.
No. Okay.
I will know them next time, I think, after the event.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. If you don't know them after the event, then you just don't pay attention, I guess. Okay, we'll go into the next match. The next match we have is Matt King versus Vios and Thulis. Matt King from Florida, Vios from Sweden. Dane, we'll start with you. What do you
Is
think?
Vios, is it a right or left-handed match?
That's right-handed, yeah.
It's right-handed. Is Vios the one that beat Prudnik left-handed?
Yes.
Gotcha. So, I mean, having a win on Prudnik, I don't know how he is right-handed, but I would assume, his right arm isn't that much weaker than his left arm. Maybe his right arm is even a strong arm. I'm not sure, but I know I pulled back King recently too, and I know his hands ridiculous. He's looking super strong too. I would give it to Matt 3-2 again, because I know Matt, Florida boy. You got to root for your hometown. So, but I think it's going to be a good match because the other guy's like crazy on the table too, kind of like me, right?
Even crazier.
Even. Whoa, hold up!
Yeah,
he's real psycho during my match then, because
I know he's like a mini Gennady, like with way more energy than you have, Gennady. And you have a ton of energy, Dane. Don't take that the wrong way, but anyone that's seen Vios pulls knows that he's crazy on the table.
I know Wyeth is a strong guy, really strong.
Okay, so what do you think of this match? Do you not know Matt King?
I don't know Matt, but I think Wyeth maybe. I know he's really strong, and he have enough experience, If Matt will win, it means that he's strong, really good.
Okay, Paul, do you know Vios or Matt?
Quite a bit. Vios monster. I don't want to be disrespectful at all, but I think it's a little bit of a mismatch on that one. I think Vios wins it pretty convincingly, 3-0. No disrespect, but 3-0 Vios. If a man can beat Prudnik, either hand, he's something else. And they say those guys over there in Europe are a little stronger than us. So, we'll see, but I don't know. Bias is a monster, so I'm gonna have to give it to him 3-0.
Yeah. I think all the athletes know it's not disrespect to pick against them. It's just what you believe the outcome of the match will be. It doesn't mean anything about them as a person. So yeah, I'm sure no one will take.
A lot of people get real butthurt though.
yeah. Well, hopefully no one on the card.
Yeah. With me though, you ain't got to worry about it. You got to have feelings to hurt feelings, and I just don't have any. So
yeah,
it's fine. It's not disrespect. If the guy that we think will lose, he will win. It's even more interesting. It's better for the guy. It's
Oh yeah, if someone picks against me, that's just more motivation for me.
Yeah,
that fires me up even more.
Yeah, absolutely. Raphael, what do you think of this match?
Yeah, I agree with Paul. Who is able to beat Prudnik will be a hard match. So Vaios is really strong, super aggressive, he has a good explosiveness. So I think he will win. He put in trouble Vladislav. So maybe.
What the fuck are you doing, Dane?
I will put Vaios winner.
Okay, so yeah, you're picking Vaios. That's fair.
By
the way, Dane, the reason that Shane said that is because your camera is sideways. So you're like...
Dane, leave the chat and come back.
Okay. We'll hop into the next match here, which obviously, Paul, you already touched on this match, so we kind of know what your opinion is. I'll start with Dane on this. Dane, how do you see the match? Hold on, I got to let him back in. Dane, how do you see the match between Akhmed and Paul going here? And now I can't hear you, so.
no.
You got to fix your audio. You don't have any audio. All right. I'm just kicking him out. Hopefully he figures it out. Akhmed, you gave kind of your thoughts on Dane. I don't remember if you gave your thoughts on how your match with Paul will go.
No. It's the same thing, Paul is really strong hook puller. Know about that. No doubt about that. But my hand is no. And we know that the most important thing in arm wrestling is the hand. And if I take the hand, it's really it will impress me a lot if I am able to take the hand and he will beat me. I think I will take the hand. I will pull. I think I will win the match.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, give us your opinions on Akhmed and Paul.
First of all, I was saying that John or Shane was calling me Spider-Man, so that's why I put the Iron Man mask on. Because I'm stronger than Spider-Man and I'm smarter than Iron Man, so it's more like a combo of those things. But I understand the confusion on Shane, and he's not, IQ-wise, whatever it is, what it is. I'm not going to make fun of anybody for being stupid. But Paul's match, I mean, I honestly think, I don't know, Paul, I think I've seen you pull with your wrist taken a little bit. If you've still got your fingers and you're able to kind of still side pressure people through. So I think it's going to be a real good match. Both of our matches versus Akhmed are going to be really good matches. I think I got to give it to Paul.
All right, giving it to Paul. Raphael, what do you think?
I give it to Ahmed, but the thing is that he's really he's equivalent between left and right hand. So he's as strong on the left than on the right. So he trained really well, and he put all his energy for the training to analyze both of them. And as Ahmed said, the winner will win for sure, but the stronger for sure also. So I put Ahmed, but as he said also, if he take his wrist and Paul won, it will be really amazing because Ahmed has a really strong hand, and once he get in his position, it will be hard for him to beat. So Ahmed.
Okay. One thing I wanted to ask you, Ahmed, you're one of the two guys one of the three guys on the card pulling both arms. Do you think that because first you're facing Dane and then later you're facing Paul, this might affect your energy, or do you think you'll be okay since you have a few matches between to rest?
No, I think it will be okay because endurance is my strong point. So I think it will help me. It will help me.
Okay, so no problem then. Good.
If it wasn't okay, I will not accept chance. So if I accept it, that I will be ready.
Good. I'm glad you're coming in ready and you're not using that as an excuse after the fact.
No.
Yeah.
Not
Perfect. Sorry, go ahead.
Not my style.
Yeah, good. So, Dylan, did you have any opinions you wanted to share about this match before we move on?
I'll make one comment that I really hate people that can pull without their hands and they lose it and they still got that weird ass side pressure because you take it and you're like, oh, I'm just chill and I got this, and then all of a sudden all that pressure keeps coming because I faced someone like that, which is Carl Stanley, and it's just like I really hate people that can pull like that. It makes no sense. I don't understand how their elbow doesn't break. Mine would break. I don't like it. So that's all I got to say about it.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I don't like that either. Akhmed, it looks like you have a few fans in here.
Hey.
Some fellow Frenchmen. We have
Parlez-vous
Emmerich is in the chat as well. So let's move on to the next match here. The next match is a left-handed match at 231 pounds, 105 kilo, and that's Matt Mask versus Wilton Brock. Very excited for this match. Dane, you know Matt Mask? Do you know Wilton?
Yeah, I know both of them. Wilton's the guy that like pops out of nowhere, beats people, and then goes back into hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I know that he's been around for a little while. He pulled back in the day and beat a lot of really, really good guys too. So I'm not sure if he's still on that same level or where he's at now, but based on the history of him, not really being in the limelight, coming back and still having all of that power, I think it's going to be a really good match. Matt Mask is obviously strong as fuck. Are they about the same height? Because Wilton Brock's kind of big too, right?
No, Matt's quite a bit taller.
Matt's but Wilton's not short. I'd say he's probably 6'2"ish.
Yeah, Wilton's like 6'3" or something. Right?
Yeah, Matt's probably
I think Matt's 6'5", and Wilton's probably like 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Well, I was only curious, just thinking about like lever wise. So I don't think Matt Mask is going to be able to have that dramatic advantage that he has against guys that are shorter than him. Having such a long arm. So I think that's going to be a really good match. I honestly don't have enough information to be able to give you which way it's going to go. If I had to just give a person that I think is going to win, probably Matt Mask.
Okay. Paul, obviously you're familiar with both of these guys. You've got to pull both of them. You've pulled with Wilton multiple times, I'm sure. How do you see this match going?
Wilton 3-0.
Okay.
I bet that surprises a lot of people. But yeah. Here's the deal. I've pulled Matt Mask. He's built like the guy that he's a tall top roller, fast, all that, and I was able to still contain him and upset him and beat him 3-0. Wilton he's stronger and he's got a bigger hand, and I think he's gonna. Matt's an extremely fast technical guy. He's all hand and wrist, and he's got strength and he's got a lot of speed. But Wilton is the guy that's going to contain that. Wilton's actually made to beat Matt. I think Wilton has a pretty easy day with him. To be completely honest, I've pulled with both of them enough. I would probably know better than most, and I would say Wilton's got a little advantage there. Wilton's that guy. I'll go ahead and tell you, he's somebody to take real damn serious if you run into him. He's really good.
Yeah. I'm definitely really excited for that match. It's great to hear someone that's pulled both of them give his insight. So thank you for that, Paul. Ahmed, do you know Wilton Brock?
Unfortunately, not. I know Matt Mask, of course.
Yeah.
And I can say that Matt Mask lost a lot of his last matches, and I think he will be really motivated. He will have a lot of motivation to win this one.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Raphael, what do you think?
Yeah, it will be not fair to say who will win because I only know Matt Mask, but I think as for all his vendetta, he's always motivated. But I think now that he lost some of them before, as Akhmed said, he's more motivated, and I think he will probably win.
Yeah. Matt is probably the favorite on paper, especially to people that aren't familiar with Wilton. I can see that completely. Dylan, what do you think?
Well, we've heard a lot about Wilton. I've never personally got to see him. He's like a myth. And then we get to see Matt Mask. We got to see him beat, Brad Grundy left-handed. He has lost a lot of his left-hand matches, but those are to like some high caliber guys. So you got to go with either what you see or what you hear. And I'm going to go with what I see. So I'm going to pick Matt Mask on that one.
Fair enough. Yeah. Hopefully it's a great match, and we'll see if Paul Passmore is right or if everyone else is right. And but I have a feeling Paul knows what he's talking about here.
Mhm.
Next match we have is a 75 kilo or 165-pound match. It's between Hunter Knopfs and Patrick Berg. Patrick Berg out of Sweden, Hunter out of South Carolina. Dane, we'll get back to you. What do you think about this match?
Give me a little info on Patrick.
So Patrick Berg, he's been around for a while. I want to say he's been arm wrestling for like 12 years at this point. Multiple time Swedish national champion. He's competed at Arm Wars. He's competed at WAL, at Europeans, at WAF. He's been around a very long time. He's always very consistently doing pretty well. He's never like the number one guy or number two guy at WAF or Europeans, but he's always placing, in the top half. So very consistent guy. And are you familiar with Hunter?
Yeah. Hunter's been on a fucking tear recently.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's been just demolishing everybody. So, I mean, I'm sure that's going to be another really good match as well. But I mean, like Dylan said before, I got to go with what I've seen. And Hunter looks crazy right now. So I'm hoping he can pull it off for the USA boys and get the win.
All right. Paul, do you know these two?
Hell yeah. Hunter Knopfs is my boy, and he's a fucking trained, and nobody at his weight, nobody in this world comes close to that weight. He is a monster. Mark my words, he's the next big thing.
Impressive.
Yeah.
So
he's a
you're
bad
taking
dude.
Hunter 3-0.
Yep.
All right. Akhmed,
Yep.
do you know Patrick Berg or Hunter Knopfs? No. And Raphael?
Just Patrick Berg, so it will be unfair to tell something.
Well, what do you think about Patrick Berg?
He's really strong, and I think he's really, when he pulls, he's really close to his end, so he has good connection, and he may be confident on the table, but as I don't know his opponent, I don't know how he pull and how Patrick will pull against him, but I know him as a strong guy, so probably Patrick.
Okay. Dylan, any input on this?
I'm gonna go with Paul too. I'm siding with Hunter Nas. I'll give Patrick a round, but I do think Hunter's gonna pull that one off.
Yeah. If you're from North America, you know who Hunter is, and you probably hold him as the favorite. So I can totally see that. The next match we're going to hop into is a right-handed match at 95 kilo, 209 pounds between Gabriel and Robbie Russell. Gabriel out of Italy. Dane, back to you. What do you think of this match?
Yeah, I mean, Robbie's a super strong. He's a hooker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got tons of power, and so give me some info on the other guy.
So Gabriel, he's the Italian national champion. He's
Yeah.
ranked 4th overall in Italy behind guys like Hermes Gasparini, Frank Lamparelli.
3rd if you don't count Hermes.
So you watched it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very, very fast, explosive top roller. He has a ton of power. He's also very into powerlifting. Like overall, he's a pretty strong guy. I think I saw him today benching like 400 pounds for pause reps. So like for a 200-pound guy, he's pretty powerful, especially for an arm wrestler. Yeah, I think his best WAF placement, he said, was 6th, if I'm not mistaken, and that was at 90 kilo.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough match for Robbie because how long has he been in the sport? He's fairly new as well, right? Or no?
Robbie, I think it has been pulling like 8 years.
Oh,
he was on yesterday. I should have remembered, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to come down to him being able to contain the other guy getting into his hand and going around it. So I would say with the other guy's accolades that he's probably got a better chance, especially if he is as fast as you say he is. But again, I can't root against my USA team.
All right, so you're taking Robbie.
Roll.
Paul, I know you've got to pull with Robbie in the past. What do you think about this match?
Robbie's actually pretty versatile. He will go to a hook, but I guess that may be his preference. But he's got a great hand. I've known him and trained with him a while. I'm kind of known as a hook puller, but I actually have a very strong hand. I can bust most anybody's hand I want to bust back whenever I do it. And I was pulling with him just a few weeks ago in Tennessee. We did a little after pulling. We weren't really trying to win. We were getting in positions and working and stuff. He's got a lot of hand. He's got a lot of arm. He feels like a very strong super heavyweight. And I think we can all agree, weightlifting and weight room strength is helpful, but it isn't necessarily the be all end all to what you're able to put on the arm wrestling table. I've beaten people. I think my best bench ever is around 500. It's probably in the mid 4s right now. If I was to max out, I don't really fool around with super heavy weight anymore. Being in my mid 40s, I keep it to maybe 315 tops on what I do. But the fact that he's that strong on bench, I think matters a little bit. But Robbie's an extremely functional, built for arm wrestling arm wrestler that trains a lot like I do. Everything he does is functional for arm wrestling, and he's got a shitload of arm wrestling strength on the table. He's able to use every bit of it. I give it to Robbie. I think it's going to be very competitive. Now, I think it's going to be a 3-2 war, and it's going to come down to adjustments. It's just kind of like what I was saying with my match in Ahmed. It's going to be who's got probably a little bit deeper bag of tricks. I think we're probably going to play a little bit of chess on there. I think whoever loses round 1 is probably going to come back and make a good adjustment and probably win round 2. It's going to be a similar type deal with Robbie. And, I think he's going to be able to make adjustments. I think both of these guys are a little bit of a seasoned puller, and it's going to be some back and forth, and it's going to come down to who's got a little bit more of a bag of tricks and endurance in the end. So I give it to Robbie, but I think that's going to be a banger for real. It's going to be one of the best ones to watch probably.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. We're going to see a high-level guy from the East versus a high-level guy from the West, absolutely. Akhmed, are you familiar with Gabriel or Robbie?
I saw a little bit Robbie. He looks like a really strong guy with a really strong hand. But I know that Gabriel is really explosive, fast and strong Italian champion. So it will be interesting, I want to bet on Gabriel, because he's really with a lot of experience from WAF championships. And I think he will win, but I don't know how many points he will have. We will see. I think that one is really interesting about the style, the difference of experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Raphael, are you familiar with these two?
Yes, but I think that it will be like 3-2 for Robbie or Gabriel because they are both super strong. But I have maybe 3-2 for Gabriel because when we saw him in championship Vendetta, he's too strong to everything. So he can take the advantage with his mental on Robbie and may win the Vendetta, but it will be a really close one.
Yeah.
So,
Dylan, sorry?
I will say that about experience, I will bet on Gabriel, but Robbie is in his country, so maybe he will have more motivation as well. So it will be interesting.
Yeah.
I feel they are pretty close, 40-1. So you did your job very well.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully, when we come to Saturday, it looks very close as well, and then everyone can tell me good job for setting it up. But don't tell me good job yet. It might be 3-0 and just terrible. So we never know. Dylan, what do you think?
More and more people that talk about this match, and I'm learning more about Gabriel, is that I really think this is going to be a banger of a match. But I still hold true to thinking Robbie's going to win it. I just don't know if it's going to be 3-1, 3-2. But if Robbie sets that hook, it's over with. Robbie has a very strong hook. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Robbie, but super close and a very exciting match.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I'm also excited for this next one. Next one we have is a 231 or 105 kilo left hand best of 5 between Emil Ekstrom out of Sweden and Andrei Sharkovich, now residing in Florida. Dane, we'll go back to you. I know you've pulled Andrei a ton because Andrei's one of your training partners, one of your main training partners. You've also had the opportunity of gripping up with Emil. How do you see this match going?
So, I mean, I don't want to give it away, and I don't think it's going to be given away because I know when I pulled Emil, what was that, 2 months ago now? He really hadn't even started his training camp. He hadn't started doing any of the things that make people stronger than they are. And if it's how I felt Emil when I pulled him, Andrei's going to fucking steamroll him like he doesn't even exist. However, if he's put on, it looks like I was talking to him on Facebook the other day saying, hey, it looks like you've put on some decent weight. It looks like you're bigger. So who knows, with the strength that he's gained in the last couple of months, that may change things for how he felt then to how he's going to feel in this match. I mean, Andrei's, yes, my training partner down here in South Florida, so I pull him a ton. I know that his hand is ridiculously strong. His wrist is ridiculously strong. Probably because he started pulling me 2 years ago, but whatever, we'll talk about that. But no, so I got to give it to Andrei. I mean, I think Andrei's going to win 3-0.
You said 3-0?
Yes.
Okay. Paul, do you know Andrei and Emil?
Yeah. I've never had the opportunity. I've met Emil once or twice. I've pulled with Andrei. I've met him plenty of times. Andrei is a absolute freak of nature on the table. My God. This gigantic mismatch. This one is the biggest mismatch on the card. He's not touching. He's not touching Andrei. Andrei's going to embarrass him. It's a bad time to be on the table with Andrei right now. If y'all saw what he did a couple of weeks ago, anybody that would have paired up with him is going to have a damn bad day right now. He's a tough bastard. So
he just went 12-0 undefeated at the round.
11-0, 12 people.
Yeah, Emil, no disrespect, but Emil's a bad dude, but he's not Andrei bad. I don't know who you could have picked for Andrei, but Emil isn't the guy. He ain't gonna be the guy to be Andrei. That's gonna be rough for Emil.
Prove us wrong.
Long trip back to Sweden for him. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be pretty surprised. You've picked a different crop of Americans this time around that really haven't got an opportunity to show themselves. And I think there's going to be a lot of people surprised when they see what happens with this crop that you've picked. There's a lot of people that haven't had the opportunities and the exposure. And I want to be the first one to thank you for the opportunity to really prove myself.
Yeah, of
honestly,
course. I mean,
this is my first really.
Yeah, Europe's been holding the title for too long as arm wrestlers that are so good. Okay, America's fucking coming back, baby.
But just to comment a little bit, Paul, Dylan and I are super happy with
Can't even get it in the screen.
with being able to have you guys. So we appreciate you competing with us, and we're looking forward to Saturday. Ahmed, do you know Andre or Emil?
I know. I saw Andre because I saw Dane. He looks like a good long-handed Tugboat. I think he's a tough guy, but I don't know Emil, so I cannot say.
Okay, Raphael.
I look few video of Emil, the way he pulled against David last year, I think.
Yeah, Samusha.
Yeah, David Samusha, or against Lachlan. His left arm is really, really strong. And I don't know really well Andre, so I just know Emil. And I think he's really strong. The way he pulled.
Yeah. Okay, good enough. Dylan, any input on this match?
I have personally seen Emil at what I would say his strongest. If he is that form again, he will beat Shark. It won't be easy, but if Emil is at his peak again, he will beat him. The only concern of mine is, did we allow him enough time to reach that peak again? And the tear that Shark is on right now. Granted, it was right-handed, so you got to think Shark trained right-handed a lot for that 220 tournament. Granted, he is left-hand dominant, and Shark can correct me if I'm wrong there. I don't know if he's watching or not, but probably not with what's happened. But I think maybe his left hand suffered a little bit. So only if Emil is at the top of his game and back to when I pulled him in the beginning, he will beat Shark. If not, then Shark is going to win. But right now, I will favor Shark 60-40.
Fair enough. Just to even out Paul Passmore, I'm going to say this is the biggest mismatch on the card. Emil win 3-0. Easy.
Really?
Just so it evens it out, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then you guys fucking conned me.
Okay.
Hey, Emil was his chance. Correct all of us. Is it Emil or Emil?
I don't even listen. What you were gonna say is he was the best man at my wedding. Yes, this is true, and I don't pronounce his name right. So don't ask me how to pronounce his name. I've always called him Emil. I've always called him Emil, and he just never corrected me, and so that's what it is.
Emil it is then forever.
Yeah. If everyone in America just follows my lead, it'll change into his name. He'll have no other choice. We'll move on to another match. It's another left-handed match. This time with a different Swede. We have Vios Thulis versus Brent Rockers at 95 kilos. Dane, what do you think of this match?
I think Brent pulled in that 220 round robin, didn't he?
I believe he took fifth.
He did.
Yeah, he took fifth. I would say based on seeing how he pulled there and not knowing him, that well, and seeing him, who else he's pulled. Also, endurance obviously can play a role in those, style tournaments compared to a super match. So he could have got blown up and, wasn't able to, really show his ultimate power there because of that reason. But from seeing the people that I do know that he pulled against and how those matches went, I think I got to give the Italian the
Swede
one.
He's a Swede, but
Swedish fish, Italian fucking
or Greek. You could have called him Greek. That would have worked as well. But not Italian.
By the way, where are you actually from, Akhmed and Raphael?
France.
You guys clearly aren't French.
France.
Are you? But like, what's your
origin?
Yeah.
By origin, I'm Chechen.
Chechen. Okay, gotcha. I'm
And
just
me,
curious.
Armenian.
Iranian?
Okay. There you go. Just out of curiosity. So you're giving it to Vios then?
Yeah, for sure.
3-0?
Probably. I mean, maybe 3-1, but if not 3-1, 3-0.
Okay. Paul, what do you think of this match?
I'm a little torn on this. A little bit like what I said earlier about Vios. I stand by. He's a monster. It's hard to pick against him, but I have met Rakers and I've watched him do some pretty fucking impressive shit too. I think this one's going to be competitive, but I still give it to Vios. Probably 3-1, 3-2-ish, but it wouldn't surprise me to see Brett pull this one off. He is definitely a bad dude. Pretty competitive, but I'm gonna stand by what I said earlier about Vios. I know, you beat Prudnik. You done something not many have. So I mean, that's gonna be difficult to overcome. Brett's a monster, so I think it's competitive, but Vios wins in a freaking war. I think they both walk off licking their wounds when that one's over.
Yeah. Speaking of Vios beating Prudnik, I've talked about that a lot, so I just wanted to share it with everyone.
Nice.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Just because probably most people have not seen it. This was in 2018 in the European Championships.
Wow.
So there you go. Very intense guy. And that was a very big win. That was 2018, so 6 years, a lot can change. Akhmed, how do you see this match going?
I think it's the same situation. I don't know the opponent, but Vios looks too much.
Yeah.
Especially if he comes in with cornrows again, it's got to be like plus 10 strength.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grow my hair out before the match, just like that. I'm gonna come in looking like that. I think that'll help me a good bit. I won't wear a hat.
I go bald for the plus 20 agility because then I'm fat. I just cut through the
aerodynamic.
Exactly.
Raphael, what do you think of this match?
Yeah, same. I think Vios will win. Even if the match against Prudnik was 6 years ago, I think to beat Prudnik, it's something big. So he has the power, he has the connection, and he has the explosiveness to beat his opponent. So for me, Vios.
Yeah, and that wasn't a small Prudnik either.
Yeah.
He's decent sized in that match.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah, speaking of decent size, let's hop into the next match because these are the two biggest guys on the entire card. Cody Meritt versus Erik Falgren, left-handed at 115 plus kilo, of course. Dylan, let's start with you. I haven't started with you. Dylan, how do you see this match going?
Man, I've heard so much about Erik, more so through everyone that we've had on the podcast. And then, of course, I know Cody. But I'm going to go with Falgren on this one, actually. Just the more I've heard, I was rooting for North America, but the more I've heard, if you make me put my money on it, I'm going to go Falgren 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Real quick, just in case people haven't seen Erik Falgren, I'm going to pull up WAF. For those of you who don't know, Erik Falgren's on the right. Arif Ertem is on the left. Arif is a multiple-time WAF world champion. I actually haven't watched this match. Arif might kill him, but this should at least give us some gauge on maybe where Erik has been in the past. And Erik is telling me he's in his best shape ever right now. So we got an elbow foul winner. And there was one... I thought I had the other match in there. It's where he pulled Gennady. He actually broke Gennady's left arm. I was going to show that.
Oh, he's who broke Gennady's left arm?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But anyways, so let's go to Akhmed. What do you think of this match? Do you know Erik or Cody?
I know Cody. So, no, I saw he's really strong heavyweight guy. I know that he pulled WAF world champion. He's really strong. I think he's more. What is their weight? Do you know, Chance? Really heavy. Really heavy.
Sorry, what was that, Ahmed?
I said that Cody Meritt looks really heavy.
Yeah, so I believe Cody is probably like 170 kilo, and Eric is like 150, 155 kilo. Eric is also like 2 meters tall, so he's a pretty tall guy.
This one can be interesting, but I think because it's like he looks more in shape, you know, Cody Meritt. He looks more in shape, and he will fight in his country. So maybe he will that will add some motivation to give him more power. But everything can happen in this match because the other guy looks not a joke, you know.
Yeah. Paul, have I asked you yet? What do you think about this match?
Cody Merritt's my main man. I love that dude. He's bad too. That's probably the only time I've ever just got overwhelmed. I had a super match with him a few years ago, and there's zero excuses. I've never been beaten that badly by anybody. Cody's got a weird angle. It's not even that he feels that physically powerful. He's just got an extremely odd angle to keep everybody else that he pulls out of their power. He's a hard guy to figure out. He's extremely intelligent and a lot stronger than he looks, and very, very good at arm wrestling. He's just a great arm wrestler, and he's got some amazing angles, and he's going to put you in his lane, and he's really hard to people in the world beating that man left-handed, and it's not going to happen Saturday. Cody wins that one convincingly. I mean, the guy's a world champion, with that arm, he's a bad dude.
Yeah. Dane, I haven't asked your opinion yet, have I?
No, who's the heavier one?
Cody would be a bit heavier. Eric's a bit taller.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who the other guy is. Paul seems super knowledgeable about all these pullers, so I mean, I'd probably just have to agree with him on this match.
Okay. And Raphael, did I ask you?
No, but the way Cody lost against Camille in his last Vendetta, I think he's more in not more in shape, but he's more motivated to train more and to show that he's still in the game of arm wrestling, and he wants to win. And I didn't know Eric before you showed the WAF match, but it can be interesting, and maybe Eric will win. But if Cody is in good shape, motivated, he will show what he can do.
Okay. Let's go ahead and hop into the next match. The next match, we have no weight limit, but we have Auden Larett versus James English. Dane, let's go back to starting with you because I got confused when I switched it up. Dane, what do you think of this match?
I was like, why did you do that? But yeah, I mean, that's going to be a super fun match to watch as well. I've kind of seen know James, who James is a little bit now, after this match got revealed, seeing him pulling. And I mean, he looks like he's strong. I know he's newer to the game too of arm wrestling. I think Auden's going to, I know a lot of people are saying, at least I've heard, I feel like that a lot of people are saying that even though Auden does have the experience, that James is just going to have too much power. But man, I find that hard to believe that James is just going to be able to, side pressure or stop Auden from getting into his fingers, especially with the knowledge. I don't know how much setup practice James has in the strap, because we all know Auden's going to end up in the strap. And if he can get a good.
Just to give you a little bit of information, James actually prefers the strap as well.
Okay.
And yeah, he's training out in California at Mindy's gym with like Mika and Vazgen and the Armenians that live out there in California.
Gotcha. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a super good match. I'd have to give it to Auden.
Fair enough.
I would say 3-1. Maybe James wins the first match and kind of, takes Auden off guard. But I think Auden will adjust and come back and get the win.
So in a lot of ways, I see this match between James and Auden like I see the match between you and Akhmed. Not quite the same, but Auden is taller. James is shorter. James is more powerful. Auden has the experience. To me, I see a lot of relation between y'all's matches.
Definitely. It's going to be a similar match of, does the power trump the experience or, do them having so many different ways out after they feel something that they don't like, is that going to, be the defining factor? So
yeah.
We'll find out Saturday. So if you didn't buy the pay-per-view, buy that shit.
Yeah. Thanks for plugging that. Paul, what do you think of this match?
I mean, we are talking. I mean, what's Auden's last name?
Yeah, right.
He's got a lifetime of coming up under, arguably one of the best arguably the best arm wrestler that's ever existed. And not only because his dad's Devin, but Devin's a good teacher.
Yeah.
I mean,
who here hasn't watched Devin's video? Yeah. I mean, just as you being his son, growing up under that, the guy's probably got an extremely deep bag of tricks. I will say, I just read in the comments, Uncle John apparently was playing with Auden. One of the comments I just read. See, I saw Uncle John play with Auden 6 months ago. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be hard to win a 5-round match against somebody with the probably the amount of good genetics and knowledge that Auden's going to have, though, especially Devin getting him ready for this. Like if I'm getting my son ready for something like this, he's going to be plan A, plan B, plan C, and he's going to be well prepared coming in. So I got to go with Auden. I think it'll be competitive, probably a 3-2 match, but he's going to have Devin in his corner, yelling some good advice, and he's going to be making the right adjustments, and he's going to have the Larett genetics as well. So he's probably going to be a hard one to beat. Auden's just coming into his own. He's a young man, and he's got Devin as a dad, and if he wants to do it, the sky's the limit. So yeah, I'm going to go with Auden.
Fair enough. Akhmed, what do you think of this match?
I have no idea.
Okay, no problem. And Raphael, do you know?
I think Auden will win. He's like his father. When he has a vendetta set, he trained well to be at his maximum potential on the table. So if he accepted the vendetta, I think Auden will win.
Okay. Dylan.
Just like a comment that just happened from a gentleman's handle named Murphy, 6 months ago is a long time. You train hard for 6 months, you can change the entire outcome of what people thought in a match. I mean,
especially when you're 19.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I mean, he's been arm wrestling a long time, but I mean, he's still getting newbie gains just from, I mean, if we want to talk on a physical stature, I mean, he's still growing.
For sure. He's got like a boy. He just kind of started leveling up from like a boy's body to a man's body. He's starting to finally put some weight on. I mean, he's going to be fucking significant.
Yeah. I'm gonna, I mean, just because I don't know a lot about James and I've been paying attention more to Auden, and who his father is, I mean, you got to obviously side with that. I'm going to go with, maybe James shows some power in the first rounds, but as it drags on, the experience and the know-how and the bag of tricks takes over. So Auden wins.
Yeah. I mean, I think on paper, Auden is the favorite, but I think James is going to get the upset. That's I could be way off there, but I really believe James is going to shock some people with his strength. And sometimes it doesn't matter how much more technical you are than someone. If the strength gap is too big, that's all that matters. I can teach Maggie everything to know about arm wrestling, and Brian Shaw will kill her. And he barely knows how to arm wrestle. It's just power wins over technique until power is close. So for that reason, I think James might surprise us. But we'll see.
I could definitely see that happening, even though I have all winning.
Chance, you'd probably be a good one to speak on it a little bit. You kind of came up from boyhood into manhood arm wrestling, grown men, and I guess maybe, you saw the sport young and was learning a lot coming up. We all saw you as a teenager beating grown men and then becoming into your early 20s, very similar to Auden, so – you probably got a unique perspective on someone like him coming up and being about that age, and competing against, grown men at a high level.
Well, Paul, let me tell you, now that you compared me to Auden, I think Auden wins 6-0, like not even close. So I take everything I said back.
Yeah.
Let's hop into the next match. Another match some people think is not going to be very close, unfortunately, is Travis Bagent versus Derek Smith, left hand. Dane, what do you think of this?
Real quick, Dane, I'm sorry. I retract my comment. I thought we were going into another match that Chance was making that comment on. So go ahead.
Wait, what did you say?
I said, Chance goes, another one people don't think is very close. And I said, but it will be. And this is not the match I meant to comment on. My bad.
Oh, I see. You were commenting on my match?
Oh, no, dude, you're going to get blown out of the water, man.
You guys see me talking shit on these fucking podcasts? Mr. fucking clean. Go clean some bathrooms, dog. Anyways. What were we even talking? Oh, yeah. Travis versus
Derek Smith, left-handed.
Yeah. So did Derek Smith win his last super match? Was it on East versus West? Or
that was against Matt Mask, and he got ran over.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah,
But that was right-handed.
Gotcha. Is he dominant left-handed?
Well, Derek is on paper better left-handed than he is right because he's ranked higher left-handed than he is right.
Yeah, you probably got to give it to Travis. I know he's just like fresh back to Poland and getting back into the game recently, but you've got that muscle memory built up from arm wrestling your whole fucking life. It's going to come back quickly when you start training. So I'm sure he's going to just, especially the way that Travis pulls. He's a fast puller. He's going to fucking do his little thing where he's real high, clamp straight down on his hand, and just it's going to happen fast. So if he can't, react quickly, which it seems like that maybe that is a potential issue for him going against Matt Mask and losing, who's also a fast puller. He may run into the same scenario, but now he's going against someone who's just as fast, if not faster, and 5 times as strong.
Yeah.
So you better start fucking juicing.
Jesus Christ, Dave.
What? Juice fucking greens and fucking healthy food and shit, dog, so your immune system's not.
Listen,
what are you thinking?
If you're listening, we're talking about apple juice and orange juice.
What? Why would, if they thought something else, then they're the ones that need to be tested.
Yeah, we're just talking about using a juicer, of course.
Yeah,
Paul, how do you see this match?
Travis Bagent, dude. You're talking about Travis Bagent. If Travis Bagent takes it serious and he's trained up, nobody beats that guy left-handed. Yeah. He's the best.
Well, that's until I get some time in the sport.
Yeah, he's like my favorite arm wrestler. I love watching him. I'm a big fan of his. He's one of the reasons I got into the sport. I watched that Game of Arms show about 10 years ago, and I was like, shit, that looks like fun. And then, I saw Travis on there running his mouth. I'm like, damn, that's a pretty bad dude. I saw him whoop up on old Tom Nelson in the show and their rivalry. And I'm like, and he backs it up, though. He's a bad dude. So if Travis is playing around and he's not serious, then, he could definitely take an L. But if he's going to do something like this, I'm assuming he's taking it serious. I think, he's one of the best left arms that's ever lived. So yeah, he takes the win on this one convincingly, as long as he takes it serious.
Yeah.
And, Derek's a bad dude. I've pulled with both, and Derek's definitely nobody to take lightly. That's the reason I say as long as Travis takes it serious, he wins.
Yeah. Akhmed, what do you think?
I think in this match everything can happen. I saw it like Travis Begent is really left-handed, really strong, really experienced guy. I think if he is faster, if he use his speed, he can take advantage. Derek is really long-handed, really good top roller. He will maybe win the height, on the top roll. I know that Travis Begent doing posting top roll, so maybe will piss him off, in the table. So I think everything.
Yeah. Raphael, what do you think?
I agree with Paul. Like, if Travis get this serious, he may win. He will not come back in the game of arm wrestling if he's not ready. So even if Derek is strong guy, Travis he wants to make his comeback better, so he will win.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all hope that Travis is coming back at a high level. Last time we saw him have a super match, he looked like he had never arm wrestled in his life. He lost to a 200-pound arm wrestler. So hopefully we get to see the version of him that was number one in the world. Dylan, any thoughts on this match?
I mean, we're talking about Travis Begent, so if he's anything, I would say, I mean, you want to put a percentage on it. If he's 80% or more of his old self, he'll probably run through Derek. Because one thing that I'm seeing that Derek's issue is the start. He doesn't seem too fast, which is a thing with a lot of super heavyweights. I mean, there's always an anomaly out there that, we get quicker and quicker. But Travis, 3-1.
All right, you give Derek a round.
Yeah, I'm going to give Derek a round. Because I don't think Travis is quite at the level he needs to be at for the goals he has in mind, which he's going to get there if he takes this serious. But obviously, it's progression, and so I'm going to at least give Derek one. Maybe it's just because Travis plays with him too much and gets in a bad spot.
Yeah. Travis is the favorite here, but I'm hoping Derek proves everyone wrong. Speaking of someone that's going to prove everyone wrong, let's talk about this next match. Brad Grundy versus Matt Mask. Brad is in the chat, so make sure you're really nice to him. If not, he might start crying. Best of 5 right-handed, and this is at 231 pounds. Dane, how do you see this match going?
Can Brad get that light?
Brad is walking
Right
around
now.
like a week ago, he was about 250, so he was already within a water cut.
Oh, gotcha, I see. I can't do water cuts and shit like people do, so I forget that that's a possibility. But I mean, when left-handed, doesn't look like it's looking too well for Brad. Plus, Brad, he's weak and stupid, and so no, I'm just kidding. I know he's in this, and he was talking shit last time, saying he's 5'11". I'm not fucking 5'11", dog. I'm 6 foot in like an eighth of an inch. Okay, so you don't know shit. Second of all, yeah, I don't know. Right-handed? Is Brad better left-handed?
Brad is way better right-handed.
No,
way better right-handed.
Yeah, better.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm before I started saying anything. But so yeah, I mean, I think he's got a good shot to win this match. Definitely. I know he's strong as shit. I'm strength-wise, I'm very, very strong. And if we go in our just practice pulling, and
we're gonna go ahead and just skip Dane Sellers right now and go to.
Listen. Everybody wants to listen to fucking All Might, okay? So let me speak, and then you can fucking clean up after my mess, okay? So, but yeah, I think Brad's gonna win that one. especially losing left to him. I'm sure he's got a chip on his shoulder and he's been training hard as shit. I think I heard him say he was in his gym garage training for like 5 hours and shit. So he better win if he's doing that. So I would say 3-1 Brad.
Well, he just said you're 5'10" at best in the comments.
Yeah, well, Brad's wiener is maybe 5 inches at best, okay? So,
dude, I'm happy with that. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's actually kind of giant. I don't know.
Then no wonder you're so jacked. You're compensating, loser.
Paul, what do you think of this match?
I just think Brad's tough. I've pulled him. I think me and him both have wins on each other. Very, very good guy. You can never count him out. I think Matt's kind of, from what I saw with their match, just, either arm. I think Matt's a bad matchup for him. I think Matt's got some lanes that give Brad a lot of trouble. I think it's still going to be competitive, but I think Matt probably wins this one. Definitely, Brad's no one to count out on this one. I know Brad's going to be motivated. The worst you're not going to want to ever face me coming off a loss. Or if you beat me and I get another shot at you, you're going to get a hold of another animal. So I know Brad's coming in ready. So shit, I still think Matt wins, but it's going to be competitive, 3-2 Matt. But in a definite war, that Brad could very well come out on top.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. Ahmed, what do you think of this match?
So I don't know Brad, but Matt Mask, anyways, it will be a tough guy. I don't know Brad, so I cannot say,
Ahmed, do you know who Pavlo Derbanyev is?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Brad's most recent match was against Pavlo, and Brad beat Pavlo 3-1.
Okay, so it will be a good match. Paulo, yeah, really, really strong guy. So it will be interesting.
Okay. Raphael, what do you think?
Brad wants his revenge against Matt, as he lost left arm, so he will be ready for right arm to show that there is one. Matt won one vendetta and Brad the other one, so I think Brad will win.
All right. Dylan, what do you think?
Round 1 will go to Matt. Brad will make adjustments. It's a 50-50 round 2. As it progresses, Brad is so intelligent when he pulls, and he's very good at making adjustments, just like he showed against Pablo. Pablo went right through him on round 1, and then he went 3-0 from there. So as it progresses, the rounds will slow down and it will start favoring Brad. So I'm going to give Brad a 3-1 or a 3-2.
Okay. I think Matt is the favorite on paper, but I think Brad is going to shock everyone, and I give it to Brad. I also give it to Brad 3-1. I think Matt takes round 1, and then I think Brad wins the following 3, but it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to watch it. There's a reason that Dylan and I set this as the headliner match. I just want to one more time plug the pay-per-view and the tickets. If you're interested in watching this, please support it. Go to thechallengerseries.com. That's where you can buy the pay-per-view, the in-person tickets, the merchandise. There's some front row seats still available. There's some VIP seats still available. Get those while they last. Dylan, is there anything else you wanted to say before we hop off here?
Yeah, I said this on the last podcast, and I just want to really keep saying it. This is Mountaineer's first time running an event this large. And we've been blessed by Mr. Engin on letting us kind of piggyback off the East First West brand. But as our main goal with this, guys, is to introduce new talent that hasn't been seen. Like Akhmed has said, he's an international puller, and he's pulled at large events, and he hasn't even heard of majority of these Americans. So, and some of these Americans, I believe, are on that international level. And we want that chance to broadcast that, but it's not just Americans we're bringing over here. We want to bring over, WAF national champions and world champions and even any other organization that allows be able to pull in anything that that is unfortunately controlled by WAF in our events. We want to be able to showcase a lot of the new talent, because what's going to happen and what we're seeing now is John Brzezinski leaving or on a downfall now. Devin Larett is now retiring from the supers and coming down in weight for health reasons, and in years to come he's going to fade. The Levons are going to fade. Now we have people like Leonidas stepping up, Schoolboy stepping up. And our job now is to start finding the new elites, the new rising stars, and let Engin see these and bring these guys to a larger stage. So the Challenger Series is going to be kind of that first step, and then we're going to let Mr. Engin take them from there and start really broadcasting them on the world stage. But guys, and Akhmed knows this too, is on the East, y'all are a recognized sport over there. Like, governing bodies recognize arm wrestling as a professional sport. The U.S. does not. We recognize NHL, NBA, MLB, NFL, and it goes on and on and on. We're really trying to get arm wrestling on that level, and the Challenger Series is the first thing. I don't want to insult anything else, but it's the first thing that I have seen event-wise that we're going to put together that is going to start pushing us in that direction of a professional sport. There are some great round robin things that Ray Jenkins puts on that I want to thank him for doing those things and give him an honorable mention. But I really believe the East vs. West Challenger Series is the next large event that's going to help push us into the eyes of, guys, we're just one big sponsor away. That's all we are. One giant sponsor from taking this all the way. It could be Monster, it could be Red Bull, it could be the UFC, it could be so many different things, but we're just one eyeball away from being able to be launched into a bigger audience, so to speak. And that's what me and Chance's goals are. Sorry I'm long-winded with that, but very passionate because we put a lot into this. And I just really want it to do well. I want to take care of the athletes the best we can. And I want the athletes after this talking that, hey, Chance and Dylan, the East vs. West Challenger Series, have really stepped up and they're putting on good promotions. And so when we do the next one, more people tune in. We're gaining new audiences and stuff like that. But This is for you guys. I promise you, doubt it or not, high probability me and Chance are not going to get our return on this. This one's for you guys.
Yep, we appreciate it, brother, 100%. If anyone's got an issue with you being long-winded talking about this, they shouldn't even be a part of arm wrestling, because this is exactly what the sport needs. It needs to be pushed and pushed and pushed. If the events are just live streamed on like a camera from a phone to YouTube, it's impossible, because you're not going to be able to get the money that you need to put on high-level events, because the sponsor's not going to support something like that. So, like you said, you guys probably aren't even going to make any money on this. It's for all the athletes. I know all the athletes really appreciate it. And I know all the people. I know there's a lot of people buying this pay-per-view that want to see this, because, again, when you're bringing these new and upcoming arm wrestlers, it gives an opportunity. It's fresh people. Who's going to win? Like we all just spoke about now. We don't know how a lot of these matches are going to go, because it's a dude from the West versus a guy from the East that, have never pulled before. So, I think you're going to have a lot of surprising, fun matches to watch. So, yeah, we appreciate it. I know all of us are training as hard as we possibly can to put on a good show.
And, to piggyback off of what Mr. Engin had said at one point during an interview, we have to show the world that arm wrestling is not just this.
Yep.
There's a lot more into it, man. There's so much more. And the people that don't understand, like, take a person off the street, 9 times out of 10, anyone that grips up with an arm wrestler, they go, wow, because they thought it was just this.
Yeah. Are those the jerseys?
Not to interrupt, but they just came in. They literally just came in.
Cool. I like
fire.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
And I'd also like to add something here. When I started fighting MMA, I was 19, and the sport nope, it was like arm wrestling is right now. It wasn't mainstream. You kind of had early, I'm talking late 90s Pride FC, and then UFC. It was all like very underground. There was no money in it, no notoriety, very little notoriety. And when all it took was the right. When Dana White got involved in the Fertitta brothers about 2004, it really kind of busted through with the first season of Ultimate Fighter, and it was actually done with like the amateur guys on that season that kind of on Spike TV that brought the mainstream attention to the sport, and people started buying the pay-per-views. And arm wrestling, I've said it since I started, it's right there at that same point. All it's going to take is the right minds and money to get behind it, and it's about happened a couple times. Wall, I think, got pretty close. I think the pandemic kind of killed Wall, but I think they got pretty close to doing something there. And then the East versus West is definitely where it's at right now. There's a lot of other really great promotions that are knocking on the door, but I think this is the one that's the right people get behind it, and Mr. Engin is definitely the right person. I think we're really on to something here, and we're about to bust through for real. And I'd just definitely like to say, I feel like I've kind of been, blacklisted from a lot of the bigger matches and promotions. I feel like on the table, I've earned a lot of opportunities that hadn't come my way. And I just want to tell you, I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity to finally get on the table at a high level and prove myself. I'm extremely grateful.
We're very excited to have you, Paul. We're excited to have you, Dane, Akhmed, Raphael. We're excited to have all of our athletes. And like Dylan said, we're doing this for the sport. We're doing this because we want to see great matches, and we want to see the guys who, in our opinion, are at that level have their opportunity to prove that they're at that level and continue forward through it. And pairing them up on the same card with, legendary athletes like Matt Mask and Cody Meritt, Derek Smith, guys that have already been on the stage as well. That way they get to share some of that same light as these other top athletes. But unless anyone else has something to say, we really appreciate you coming on. This was by far our longest podcast yet, almost 2 hours. I know it's over 2 a.m. there in France, so we should let you go now.
Thank you, Akhmed. Thank you.
We should have done this interview the day before he flew out.
Yeah.
I want to add a few words. It's an honor, for us for me especially. I want to speak. That's an honor. Thank you, guys. What are you doing for your job? I know Chance. I know that he's smart and hard-working guy. In the table and out of the table, I am sure that, guys, with your patience and with your hard work, if you continue to going that way, you will achieve that. You will have success. So first of all, it's an honor, and second of all, I am sure that it will work, guys. So I am with you 100%. On the table and out the table with Raphael and Emmerich in France, we are trying to do the same to make the sport more famous, more respectable. The arm wrestling we are trying to show here in France, arm wrestling is not only this, it's a really high level sport. So guys, 100% with you.
Thank you, Akhmed. Thank you.
Thank you, Akhmed.
Yep. But all right, guys, we are going to call it there. I will see you all in some of you in 3 days, 2 days, 5 days. Is the